Yep. Good morning, everyone. So last session we learned about few decision making related some programs I given to you. I will give some more programs after this topic. Some more practical programs that you have to learn related to strings, arrays, and decision making. Some programs are there you have to do. Anybody tried that exercise? Number 2 words. Anyone tried that? I asked you to try one example, right? Number 2 words. Anyone done? So number 2 words program. Yeah. Okay, I will check if you posted into classroom. If anybody done, post into classroom, I will check it. Okay. So that is all decision making related important things. So what we have to discuss now is in decision making. Yeah. So in decision making, we will see how we can work with switch. So the switch statements. Already I told you overview about it. What is difference between switch and if else? We learned about else if. What is else if problem? Else if problem is even if it has to take decision for any specific level, it have to check condition for all, everything. So what is switch? Switch is a selector which will select exactly the statements that are matching with the condition. Generally, if else, I showed you process also. Now, while working with switch statement, some technical points you need to understand. We will see them. Okay. So switch already I explained. So switch statement, actually it is a selector that selects and executes only the block that matches given condition. Already I explained that definition. How we write switch syntactically, we have a switch. Into that switch, we have to pass the value and we need to write a case value and colon, then statement. Then we have to use a jump statement. Jump statement. Similarly, we have another default and we have statement. Default contains a statement to execute when condition is not satisfying. Jump statement and close. That is the syntax. Already example I explained. Example I showed you how the difference works between switch and if condition. So in if condition, it is verifying every statement, and in switch, it will execute only the block that matches the condition. So here we have to learn some points about switch. Actually, what are the points we need to understand about switch? Let's see. Suppose here we are writing, I already showed you. So we are defining var, and in this n prompt parseInt, and we have a prompt enter number. We need to print that number. So what we have to do, switch. Into the switch, we have to pass the value. What is the value? N. And what is the case? Case, if n is 1, then what should happen? Document.write, it should print 1. After that, break. Break is what? Break is a jump statement. It is a jump statement. Similarly, case 2. In that same document.write 2. Like this we define. And break. Now case 3. So we have document.write 3. And break. Default. If they entered anything which is not between 1 to 3, then document.write, we have to say please enter value between 1 to 3 only, and break. That's what we have to do. This already I showed you process. If I write same by using if and else, what happens? First it will check 1, after that 2, after that 3, if 3 is matching. So what is advantage here? It will execute exactly the block that is matching. Process I already explained. Now in this, what are the conditions you need to learn is, first thing here, see, I am entering some 3, okay, then it's print 3. Debugging I already showed. So go to inspect. In the inspect, go to here. So we need to go to suppose 1, okay. So here we need to go to the application category sources. In the sources already I showed you breakpoint now. We kept a breakpoint. It is matching 1. So it is matching with first case. Then click on step over. It will directly execute that case. After that it will stop. Break means it will stop. It comes out. So that is how it is executing. Suppose I entered some 3. Okay. It comes to the switch. N is matching with 3. And I click step over. Directly it will go to 3. After that it will execute. Then it will stop. That's what actually it is doing. In the else if I showed that, it will check 1 by 1 all up to 3. Right? So now here, what are the questions about this is example. I will copy this example here. What are the questions here? First important question, some questions related to this. First point is, can we define switch without case, without default? What do you say? Can we define switch without default? So in a switch, what default contains? In a switch, what actually default contains? In the switch, what default contains? Default contains statement to execute when condition is not matching with any case. If condition is not matching with any case, which one will execute? Default will execute. Now, what is the question asked to you? The question asked here is, can we define switch without default? You can define. Yes. Without default means it is simply like without else you are writing if. Is it possible to write only if without else? We done that. Then what happens if it is not matching any of the cases? It will not do any work. That's it. That means there is no alternate work to do if there is no default. So can we have a switch without default? Yes, we can have a switch without default. Without default also it works. Only the point is, if there is no alternative, then it is okay. If alternative we have to show, then default must be there. For example, here what we are doing is, here I am removing this default. So, and I am executing here 2. That's okay, works. But if I execute some 33, it's not going to show anything. But it is not an error, it works. If default is there, what is advantage? If I enter 33, 22, it says please enter value 1, 2, 3. So can you define switch without default? Yes, we can do that. Second one is, can we define default? So before case, can we define default before case? Before the case, or before case, or between case? Between case. Can we define? Yes, we can. There is no order for that. You can define default at any place. You can define default at any place. It's not necessary that default must be end. Actually, when you write if else, else must be end. But in a switch case, it's not necessary that it should be at the end. That means you can keep default at any place. You can keep at any position. That means you can configure at any place. For example, you see now, I remove default from here. I put above all the cases. Now I entered 1, it is okay. I entered 3, that is okay, working. You can keep this default at any place. At any place at between the cases. It doesn't matter. You entered 2, it is going to work. You entered 33, it is going to work. So you can keep default before case or between case, right? So we can define switch without default, and we can define case at any place. Another option is default. Yeah. Another way is, can we define case or default without break? Can we define case or default without break? Without break, jump statement. So we can, yes. Without break, without break. without break. Yes, we can define. Then what happens is without break, when you define, it will stop at next break. It will continue. It is not an error. It is not an error, but it will continue. What it will continue? The next one until the next break comes. If next break is not coming, then it will stop at the end of switch. But it is not error. It is not error. So you can have a switch without break. Sometimes what we want is some statements we want to execute from that place up to end without stopping. In that case, we can define. We can define case or default without break. For example, here, after 2, break is not there. Then what happens? After 2, break is not there. So then this default, I keep at the end. Now, after 2, break is not there. No problem. But it will not execute only 2. It will go to execute 3 also. When next break found, there it will stop. That means if I write 2, if I write 1, it will execute only 1. But if I execute 2, it will execute 2 and 3. If you execute 3, it will execute only 3. So you can have that. If anywhere break is not there, then it will execute all, including default also, and it will stop at the end. Right? If all are defined, where it will stop? It is going to stop at the end. All are defined without break. At the end of switch, it will stop. It will stop. That is how generally we define. Can we define case or default without break? It's possible. Next option, can we define return as jump statement for case or default? Can we define return instead of break? Because break is a jump statement. Return is also a jump statement. In a switch, we need a jump statement. In switch, we need a jump statement. And return is a jump statement, break is a jump statement. Now the question is, can we define return as jump statement? Yes, we can. Then what is difference? What is difference between break and return? What do you say? What is difference between break and return? What do you think? Return means returning a value. Huh? It's a jump statement. Return also jump, break also jump. Don't think that return is used to return values. Right? Later in functions, I will tell you. But never think that return is used for returning values. Right? Because that is the general thing people think about it. Don't think return is for returning value. Right? It's a jump statement. What is difference between these two? Actually, difference between break and return is break will terminate the block, but still stays in function. It will terminate the block, but it will be in function only. That means, is execution stopped? Execution not stopped. So execution will not stop. will not stop. That is the point about break. Break will terminate the block but stays in function. Execution will not stop. But what is return actually? Return will terminate. It will terminate the block and stop execution. Actually, it exits the script. It will come out of that script. It will stop compiling. Execution will not stop if it is break. Execution is continuing. Compiler is continuing. But return means compiling will stop. Another point, so you should know another is return keyword can be used only in a function. So here, suppose what I am doing is I am using after 2, I will give return. After 2, I am giving return. It will not work. Why? Because if you are using return, make sure that this entire is present in a function. We have to write a function F1. In that function, we have to keep all this. Then function, all the function. So if you are using return cannot be used without a function. Make sure that you return a function, inside it use the return. Now observe carefully what is the difference between break and return. Let's see. I will show you. In the debugger, let's go here. In the debugger sources, here I will put a breakpoint at line number 3. After that, once I refresh, I will enter 3. Say OK. Now you see it comes to switch. After that, now step over, it will go to directly 3. After that, third statement executed. After that, it will break. After break, next step, it is still in the function only. You can see cursor is still here inside the function only. Inside the function only. That means actually we have the script to come out, but it is still in the function. So still it is executing. After that, next it will come out of the script. It will come out of the script and it will display. Actually, that's what actually happens here. So this is, it is still in the function only. But observe carefully now. I will enter 2. I am entering 2. So refresh. Where is the prompt? Okay. Now in the prompt I am entering, observe carefully, I am entering 2. When I enter 2, then click OK. Now it will come to 2 statement. It is n equal to 2. Step over. It will go to the next step. It will execute 2. After executing 2, which statement is there? Return. When I click step over, it will come out of, it will go to return. After return, it will come out of that script. You can see. It comes out of the script. Previously where it was inside the function. So what is difference between return and break? Break will keep the execution continuously on, but it will come out of that block only. It will come out of the block, but execution is on. If you want some other actions to perform, then it is good. That is the reason majority of times we use break. Sometimes we don't use break, we use return, because after the condition is matching, after executing, it should stop. No more execution, no more actions to perform. Then better you can go with what? Return. Return. So that is the difference here. Difference between break and return. Break and return. Okay. Next important question here is, can we define string as case value? You return case values here, case 1, case 2, case 3. Can string we can use as case value? Can we use string as case value? Is case value only number, or can we use a string also? You can use. Yes, you can use string as case value. That means you can write string as case value. For example, suppose you are writing here. So something like in the end, we'll say prompt, we are saying your choice. And here your choice, it can be Y or N. That means here we can write a case as Y. That is string. So document.write. So you selected yes. Like this I'm giving. So end break. So we have case N. That means, so you selected document.write. So you selected no. Like this we can define. Now after that, we will set a break. And default we are giving document.write. So here, so please enter yes or no. So here we will define, please enter Y or N. So break. Like this we are giving, please enter Y or N. Now it can be a string also. When I run this, it is asking Y. Okay, then you selected yes. I said no, then you selected no. I entered something, please enter Y or N. So it is okay. So you can define case as a string. Next important here is, very important is, can we define multiple cases for same block of statement? So I showed you multiple choices. You remembered? Multiple choices means you can log in with email or you can log in with mobile. Like this, can we have two choices for the same task? Can we have two choices for the same task? What do you say? No? Can we have two choices for same task? So we can. That means, for example, see here. Suppose, now what is problem here is, I entered Y. And when I entered Y, it says please enter Y. I entered Y only. I entered no, then it says please enter YN. Because these are case sensitive. Capitalization matters. Then uppercase or lowercase, it should accept. Then for the same block, we will write another case, uppercase Y. You can write like this. That means if case is lowercase or uppercase, it will execute this. Similarly, you can have case here, case N. It is lowercase or uppercase, it will display. That means, for example, user enters the words like red, green, blue. If he enters any word like red or green or blue, then it should say you selected a color. Right? That means 3-4 choices for same thing to do. You asked your email, you asked your mobile. If it is matching with mobile or email, login should work now. In that case, for same block of statements, you can define 2 or more cases, 2 or more, anything, multiple cases. You can see now you solved the problem now. I entered uppercase Y, it works. I entered lowercase no, it works. I entered uppercase no, also it works. N. So you can handle both. So uppercase, lowercase, or even a different word also. Or even a different word also, different number also you can define. Different number also can be. Suppose if it is case 1, 2, then it should do one work. If it is case 3, 4, then another work. You can manage like that. That is what we are defining by using cases. So can we define multiple cases for same block of statement? Yes, we can do that. That is very important. Another important. So if case string is a word, then how to handle capitalization? One character you are writing uppercase, lowercase. If it is a word, suppose we are asking user to enter yes or no. Then in how many ways user can enter S? He can enter YES. He can enter YES. He can enter YES. There are so many consequences now. Then how many you will write like that? How many consequences? So here there are so many consequences. How many consequences will you write? If it is a lengthy word, then what is solution? Solution is nothing but you will write only one word, yes. You will write only one word. What is it? No. It is written in which case? Lowercase. Whatever the choice they enter, we will convert to lowercase. That's better. Then it doesn't matter which case they entered. Whether they entered capital letters, small letters, anything, it will be displayed, right? That means now I refresh here. I entered uppercase yes. Okay. I entered capital N and no. It's okay. So I entered yes, lowercase all, right? It is going to handle everything, right? We are verifying whether they entered the word yes or not. Whatever capitalization is there, it doesn't matter. Then you can manage like this. This is another answer. How to? By converting the case value to upper or what? Lowercase. You can use anything. Example is this one, how we can manage the capitalization. Now, so another question here is how to handle case for range of values. How to handle case for range of values. Range of values means if user enters anything, suppose I will just give you here, see, var n is equal to, so parse int, we'll say enter number. Okay, that is prompt now. Prompt will say enter number, and user can enter one number. Here, if he enters n is equal to 2, then it should print that your number n is between 1 to 10. 1 to 10. If user enters n as, if he n as some 15, it should say, so your number is between 11 to 20. Right? So if user enters like this, then it should verify. Now the question is how to write case. 1 to 10, how you will write? If case is 1 to 10, then what should happen? If it is 1 to how much? 10. It should print, so document dot write your number is between 1 to 10. Like this, it should print. Understood? Then how to verify 1 to 10? How to write the case for 1 to 10? Think, write and show me. Question understood? Huh? If case is 1, it will print 1. If case is 1 to 10, how it should print? Your number is 1 to 10. Between 1 to 10. How you will do that? That means var n. So parse int will say prompt, will say that enter number. Now into that we have to write a switch, and into the switch what to pass, and in the case how to verify 1 to 10. That's your work. Write and show me. Show me. Here you have to write the statement document dot write. So your number is 1 to is between 1 to 10. It should show like this. But the question is, how do you write 1 to 10? And what is the switch value you pass? How to verify range? Write the logic and show me. How you will write a case for 1 to 10? And what you will pass in switch? You cannot write any regular expression for that. You can't write any regular expression. You have to write something in case. In here, beside case, you cannot write any if condition, but you can write a condition. We can use operator. It is not one, it is n. I'm giving not only one here, n is greater than, n is between 1 to 10. That is what you have to verify. N is between 1 to 10. Okay, na? See, I will give you a point here. You can write case, condition like this. If case is what? N greater than or equal to 1 and n less than or equal to 10. This means between 1 to 10. Am I right? So that means we can enter like this. We can write like your number, and what is that number? N is between how much? 1 to 10. How do you write another case? N greater than 10 and n less than or equal to how much? 20. Then what is the break here? Document dot write. What we can do? We can write here your number. What is it? Your number n is between what? 11 to 20. Your number is 11 to 20 and break. Now here, what to pass in switch? If you pass n in switch, it is wrong. This is invalid. That is invalid. Why? Because tell me what is n? Number. What is the result of this? What type of expression it is? Arithmetic expression, Boolean expression. Greater than or equal means what kind of expression it is? Arithmetic. Arithmetic expressions written number, n greater than 1 and n less than 10. Will it return what? Number or Boolean? What it will return? Number or Boolean? N greater than 1 and n less than 10. What is the result of this expression? True or false? Number. It will return number. What it will return? It returns a Boolean. Then how you can pass n, which is number? Understood? If case is Boolean, how your value is number? That is not correct. Understood the point? If case can be Boolean expression. If case is Boolean expression, then what should be the switch? You have to just pass only true. Nothing else. Only true, not also false. Why? Because switch true. That means what it will do? It will verify which condition is matching true. That means which condition is evaluating true. That means your number you entered is 7. Then out of these two, which one is true? First one is true. Then what true means? It will execute first one. The true one will execute. If second one also matching, then if both are true, then it will execute only first one. Suppose second condition is also true. Suppose second condition also I written like this. Second condition also n greater than or something like this I written. First is matching, second is also matching. Then what happens? Which one will execute first? Only first. If same are matching, then first one will execute. Greater than 10 and less than 20. So we can have a condition. That means how to define range of values for a case. Case can have range of value. If case is having range of value, then you define by using Boolean expression. And if switch is using a Boolean expression as case, then the switch value must be true only. True only. That means how to handle range of values. The answer for this is, the answer for this is by using Boolean expression. So by using Boolean expression in case, you have to use Boolean expression in case. So in case, by using Boolean expression in case. But what is the problem here is, so if case is using using Boolean, if case is using Boolean expression, then switch value must be only true. Switch value must be only true. It must be only true. Switch value must be only true. You cannot have anything else. That is what you can manage by using this. So if you want a range of values to mention, the range of values can be defined by using Boolean expression. And if case is using Boolean expression, switch value must be only true, right? This is the example actually. Then you can understand. I will copy that. This is the example. I will show you here. So let's run this. Enter number. I entered some 5. Your number 5. Between 1 to 10. And I entered suppose 14. Your number is between 11 to 10. Like that you can write other conditions. This is important to understand how we can manage. This is another very important question. Booleans, how we can manage. Now another point is, so can we define case? Can we define case value, case as regular expression? Can we define case as regular expression? We learned regular expression, right? So can we define case as regular expression? For example, see here. Now I am passing here enter. So here prompt we said enter number. Enter your value. Enter your value. Right? Now what we are doing is we are verifying here. So switch into that we will pass n. I am writing here. What is it? Suppose enter your mobile, something like this I entered. With area code, something like this I defined. Or with country code, something I defined. Here I am writing. What is it? Case. How to write regular expressions? I told you regular expression is defined in 2 slashes. Slash plus 91 slash d 10 digits. Then document dot write. So your country. Your country is India. Just break. Then suppose I defined case, another one I am defining. For example, I defined here slash plus slash parenthesis. So 1 slash parenthesis close. And I defined slash d. So 3 digits slash yes space. Again slash d 4 digits lakhs. So slash d and 4 digits slash yes slash d. So again 4 digits like this I written. Then document dot write. So your country. So your country is US. Like this I defined. Break. Here we are using what? Regular expression. But important, you know that regular expression, how regular expression is verified? How regular expression is verified? Tell me. Regular expression is verified by using match word, na? Match function, na? So then how it will verify here? How it is going to verify? So I entered here country code plus 91 and 987654321 10 digit number. Okay, it's not showing because this is what this is verifying. This is verifying equal, na? Regular expression is not verified using equal, it is verified by using match. Then how? How do we write here? Here I have to write n dot match with regular expression is this. Huh? So here also I am using what? N dot what? N dot match. That is regular expression is this. So match. Right? Now here it is Boolean. Na? N dot match is Boolean. Na? So default. So I will keep default document dot write. So invalid mobile. Then we will put a break. It is Boolean. Then Boolean means what we should use. So I am writing here true. Now what the condition? Country code plus 919876543210. Then say okay, invalid mobile. Slash plus 91 is okay. Slash d is okay. Is number, na? Match method is okay. Let's put a debugger here. Inspect. Here we are defining the console source. We'll put a breakpoint at the line number 4. Refresh. Mobile number +91 9876543210 and say OK. You see it comes here true. Right? Step over. Step over, you can see it is verifying this one. It is not verifying the first one. And you can see that n is having +9198. It is verifying this. Then you see step over. Then it checks this one. Invalid mobile. That's what it is printing, invalid mobile. Suppose I am matching with the second country. Let's put the second country. What is it? So +1. And according to the code, what it is? 3-digit number. 3-digit number. After that space. 4-digit number. After that space again 4-digit number. I said okay. It comes here. Then next step. Next step is it is matching. N is matching with this one. And it is verifying this one. And after that, it is executing again invalid mobile. The first one is not verifying. Okay, we'll do one thing. We will put N here. But this is a Boolean. That is a Boolean. Let's check here. Refresh. I entered +91 9876543210. Then OK. You can see it comes here. Right? So directly it is coming here. Step over. It will execute the second one. It will execute the third one and it is showing invalid only. Breakpoint, suppose I kept it here. You can see the breakpoints I will put here. Refresh. Yeah. And the point, step over, enter that code. +91 9876543210. Okay, that is verifying this. And after that, it is executing the second one and executing last. Tell me how to handle that. What is the condition here? Digits, second condition should match now. Here first condition is not matching. So because the parenthesis second condition is matching now, that means I am giving here what? True. Now observe here. I entered +91 9876543210 and said okay, invalid. That is not depending on condition here. Means not, this is not the point. Because if I haven't closed the bracket, at least this should work. Na? Understood? That is not the point. Let's check here. Anything else you can give? Parsing is not required because it is a string only. Na? It is string only, na? Break or return, they should stop, right? After that, it should stop. But what it is doing, so it is verifying and executing this one. I will give a hint, you try. You try by yourself later. I will give a hint. So the hint is actually here the answer is you can do by using conditions. That means try using if inside switch or outside switch and use it. This just hint I am giving, you try later and post in the classroom. I will check. That means you can use a condition inside or condition outside the switch and you can try that. You try that, right? Or see other method how you can implement. Otherwise, I will show you in class how to handle that. Okay, na? So this regular expression we can use, but condition where to verify, you have to check. I am giving just a hint. You use the condition inside or outside. So if anybody asks like, so can we define? So if condition in switch, can we define if condition in switch? Yes, we can define. If anybody say that, can we define a switch in switch? A switch in switch. In a switch, another switch. Just like in a if condition, you can use another if condition. In else, you can use if condition. Nested like. Can we use a switch in switch? In a case block, you can use switch. How we can define the switch? Actually, in a switch, you can define a switch. No problem. That means this is possible. Right? Where to define it? Inside a case. In a case, when that case matches, you can define declarations, you can handle a switch inside it. But it is a bad coding technique to write a switch in switch. So hence we recommend to write in a function and call in case. Understood? That's a bad way of writing actually. In a switch. So what we do, we write switch in a separate function and that function we execute inside the case. That means if case is matching, then execute a function. That function will contain a case. We don't directly write switch inside any switch. It will work, but it is not recommended to define. It is not recommended. Write in a function and call the function. That is what we have to use, right? This is one simple, and remember, these are all questions. Because when you are attending JavaScript based interviews, these type of questions are very commonly asked. Means entire interview can happen on just switch conditions, right? So technically we have to define that, right? I hope it is clear, right? That is next important after understanding this. So next option is what is the concept of how we can manage. So some example using the switch. I will show one example here. So cascading drop down. Cascading drop down. A simple example I will show. That's a very common approach, cascading drop down. Right? So cascading drop down is technically, cascading drop down is nothing but in many requirements they ask that cascading is nothing but suppose we have a data list, data term, select category, and we have a drop down, select ID as LST categories, and we have a drop down, select product, and data definition we have another ID as LST products. Now what should happen here is generally, so when we run this, so what should happen here is when we run this, in that the categories list should come and the products list should change according to category. That means user selects a country, country related cities will come. See, user selects a city, city related areas will come. This is called cascading. Cascading drop down means drop downs are related to each other. That means the second drop down will not work until the first drop down you selected. And based on what you selected in first drop down, the data in second drop down will be changing. Data in second drop down will not be in same point. Understood? That how we can create a cascade. That's a simple. First, I will show you here the data, how it works. Suppose I am writing a script in that. So where first categories. We have categories all. We have categories like here. First we have select category. And we have electronics. And we have footwear. Like this, two are there. Generally, we maintain data. After that, we have electronics. Electronics is an array. In that, we say select electronics. In that, we given televisions. This is an array. So televisions, and we have mobiles. Like this, we are defining. Next, another one is footwear. So footwear is equal to, it's select footwear. Footwear. So here we define casuals. So like this, casuals, and we say some boots like this. And we have products. Products is empty array. Nothing is inside it. Now what we are doing here is we are just creating a simple for function, the function load categories. What this load categories have to do? Load all the categories into first drop down. That means for where category of collection is categories. So for every category we have to create an option where option is equal to document dot what? Create element. Create element is what? Option. So option dot text is equal to category. Category. So option dot value also is equal to category. Now we need to add that option here. Add the option into drop down. Document dot get element by ID. LST categories dot append child. Which one? Option. So all the categories are loaded. So on body load, we will load it. So body on load. On load is what? Body load. body load, we will write a function body load. So it should load categories. Okay. Then all the categories will load here. When user selects a category, that category related product should load. So we will write another function. So load products. This load products have to perform iteration, same iteration, but this time we are doing, so we are accessing product of which collection? Products. We are reading products, and option we are creating LST what? Products we are adding. But important here, products is an empty array. Products is an empty array. And before loading anything, so here document get element by ID, LST products dot inner HTML, we keep it empty. Now load products is going to load products, but all the products are empty. We are using iteration on empty array. Why we are doing like that? We will write here simply function category changed. Category changed must fire up when user changes the category. So here what we will do on change. What is it? Category changed. Category changed. So we will collect category name is equal to document dot get element by ID. So we will put here LST categories dot value. The category name we are accessing. We are passing switch into that category name, and we are passing a case. Case is if category name is electronics, then what should happen? In the products array, apply electronics array, assign. All electronics elements are copied into which one? Products. After that, what we have to do is just load products. After that, break. Another case we are defining. Another case we are defining. What is it? So if it is what? Footwear. Footwear, then what should happen? Products, into that products we will apply what? Footwear. And after that what? Load products. Then what? Break. If user is not selecting anyone, then we will put default. In the default, we will say products, we will keep empty array. Into that, I will just put one value saying that please select category. After that, what we will do? Load products and break. Like this we define. Now you can see that when I select electronics, electronics must come. So, and footwear should come. See the case here. Is it passing the category name same? Electronics, footwear. So here, what is this? Electronics, lowercase we are using. So we will use here lowercase only. Electronics. Category change event we haven't written. On change is what? Category changed. So we will write like this. Alert. What is the error coming? Let's check. Error is there in which location? Category not defined. What is the category? Here, all products must be product, not category. I copied that code. Na? We have to change it to what? Product. That's it. Fine. I select here electronics. Electronics will come. I select here footwear. Footwear will come. That means I select here select category. It says please select category. You select a category, the category related products will come. Only the category related products will come. This is just creating a cascading. Now I created this type of cascading with only 2 levels. Like that, you can create more levels. Now what if user selects product related subcategories must come, like television brands, like mobile brands. Like that, you can create nested level of hierarchy. That is done by using this kind of simple. This is an example of cascading, and here we used what? Switch. And into the switch, lot of other things we can do, right? Several examples we will see how to use switch and how do we work with that switch. But this is all under decision making. In decision making, what are the statements you have learned? Decision making statements, we have if, we have else, we have switch, we have case, and we have what? Default. Now in this we have other options like looping control, iteration statements, how to handle them, right? That we'll see in next session. Right, in the next session we will discuss about loops and iterations, how to work with them. Okay, first, once we know the statements, we can try some exercises, examples. Okay, then tomorrow we will continue with that.